Isosceles and equilateral triangles. What does isosceles mean? What does isosceles mean? At least two sides are equal. What does equilateral mean? All three sides are equal. I'm just going to sum up this entire section in one point right here. The rest of it is just details. If you have two equal sides in an isosceles triangle, then you will also have two equal angles. If you can find two equal sides, then you will find two equal angles. If there are three equal sides, how many equal angles do you think there are going to be? 3. And how many angles are there in a triangle? How many degrees? 180 in a whole triangle. Divide that equally by 3. What do we get? 60. So in an equilateral triangle, it's 60, 60, and 60. All right, so write this down. Isosceles triangle theorem. If two sides are equal, in our example right here, it's CB and CA. If you can find, or you know, or you're given for a fact that two sides are equal, CB is equal to CA, then the angles across from them, it crisscrosses, those angles are equal as well. Never the angle in between them. So you go across here, and what angle do you have? Angle A is equal to, you go across here, what angle do you have? B. So angle A is equal to angle B as well. If you can find two sides that are equal, then you can find two angles that are equal. It's always the ones that crisscross. Likewise, if you can find two angles that are equal, in your isosceles triangle theorem here, if you can find two angles that are equal, like angle D is equal to angle F, if that's given to you, angle D is equal to angle F, then go across from it and find the sides that would be equal. It just crisscrosses like that. So look at the F. What side is across from the F right here? DE. Good. So DE would be equal to, go across from this one now. What's this segment over here? FE. So those two sides would be equal to each other. That's always going to be true when you have an isosceles triangle. One is the theorem. One is the converse because it's going backwards. The theorem says if you have two sides equal, then you have two angles equal. The converse says if you find two angles equal, then you can say two sides are equal. So in summary, two sides are equal if and only if. You remember that IFF? That's not a typo. That's an abbreviation for if and only if. If and only if two angles are equal. Three sides are equal if and only if three angles are equal. So if you're ever looking for congruent angles, you have to look for the hints that you have in the sides. So our first example, is anyone still writing? First example here, find each angle measure. So let's look at letter A first. They want us to find angle H. I'm just going to circle that so we know that's the one we're going to try to find. You see these two equal sides? This side is equal to this side. So look across from it. Angle G would be equal to which angle? Go across from the little dash. What angle is over here? H. So angle G equals angle H. Okay, that's good, but that's not any numbers yet. If there's no variable being used in the problem, then you're allowed to put whatever variable you want in there. If there's a variable already in there, you have to be more careful. So let's call this X, and let's call this X. So how would I measure that? How would I figure out what those equal? Excellent. These three angles equal 180. So X plus 48 equals 180. Some of you would probably just take 180 minus 48 and then divide by 2. That's okay, but I'm going to write it out as an equation. So subtract 48 from both sides. See, here's our numbers. 10 minus 8 is 2. Borrow, you get 7. Is that 132? Please correct me if I'm wrong. You guys have your calculators. And then divide by 2. That is going to end in a 6. Is it 66? Okay, but please, please, please check me with your calculators. So measure of angle H equals 66 degrees, because all we did was would go here and plug in 66. Every one of these kind of problems is different. They all have the same rule, but they don't all have the same given pieces. So look at this one here. Do you see two equal sides? Go across from them and find the equal angles. This side is kind of pointing over to angle N, and this side is pointing over to angle P. Find the ones that are equal. Sometimes they'll put information on this one just to show you off and make sure that you pick the right one. So tell me an equation that I'm allowed to make right now. What two things are equal to each other? 6y? Yep, that's right. Don't randomly pick any that are there, but pick the two that have the congruent marks. Okay, so subtract 8y from both sides. You wouldn't want to subtract 6y because that would leave you with nothing. So you have negative 2y equals negative 16, and y equals 8. It's very good work, but it won't get you the credit. Why? What does the question ask for? So go here and plug it in. 6 times 8. Y is 8. So our real answer is 48 degrees. Questions on that? Okay, so this one's just all going to be about finding the two things that are equal and then finding a way to solve for them. So look at the middle. I'm going to try some of these with you, have you try some on your own, and then I just have one more rule to show you. So looking at number 1, you see two equal sides, you should be able to find two equal angles. You take this side and you go across from it. This angle is equal to this angle. So tell me what equation to make. Are you guys concentrating? Got this? What does that one say right there? Do I add it to 180 or what do I do here? Equals 3x? Good. You didn't make it 180 because you don't know the third angle. You can only do 180 if you know 3 angles. These two are just equal to each other. So minus 4x from both sides. Negative x equals negative 20. And positive x equals positive 20. Are you done with the problem? Yeah, because it's all about the directions. This one says find the value of x and then you can stop. Next, number 2. What do you think? If these are the two congruent angles, then the sides across them are also congruent. This side is equal to this side over here. So 3x minus 6 equals x plus 10. And minus x on both sides makes 2x. Plus 6 on both sides makes 16. And x equals 8. We're allowed to stop there because the directions had to find x. All right, now number 3 is different. It's all the same rules, but it's a different setup. Tell me what you notice about number 3. What do you notice about number 3? It's got two equal sides, right? So this angle right here is equal to this angle. So will this be x or will this be 20? Does that say 28? X. It's going to be x, that's right. You've got two choices, but it's across from the sides that match. So what you're going to have is x plus 28 equals what? Okay? When you're dealing with 3 angles, you make it 180. 2x plus 28 equals 180. I'm going to try doing this in my head. 10 minus 8 is 2, but I have to change 7 minus 2. Tell me if I'm right. Okay, good. And then that's going to end in a 6. I want to say 76. Is that right? So 76 plus 76 plus 28 would make 180. The next 3 down follow the same rule, but they of course make it well, the last one's easy, but look at the next ones. Anyone still writing here? So let's think about these. We need more clues. What do you notice here? Anything you notice? Congruent marks, vertical angles. So if this is 2x, I'm going to, is that 2?
Yeah, 2x.
It's so weird. Thank you. 2x and 2x. All right, so let's focus on this triangle over here. Let's focus on this one, since the other one has less information. What can I put right here? 5x. Because since the two sides are the same, that makes those two angles across from them the same. Now that's one you can do, right? What would you do? Make an equation or add them all up to 180? Add them all up to 180. 5x plus 5x plus 2x equals 180. There's an 8. 12x. And I want to guess that that's 15, am I right? Check me on your calculators. 180 divided by 12. I don't want to have it wrong. Actually, I have it right here. Yep, it's right. All right, number 5. This one's different. Tell me things you notice. Okay, this 4x minus 2 is the same as this one, right? So call that 4x minus 2. Excellent. This is kind of like transitive. But now, plus, thank you. These two sides have congruent marks, so they're going to match. So now if you look at this triangle, you can, but it's not necessary because the x is on the sides. The x isn't going to be in degree markings or anything like that. So let's focus on our sides. So if these two angles are the same, then what two sides are the same? These go across from them. This side equals what side?
That side.
And now you have 4x plus 2. So then you have minus 4x and minus 4x and plus 30 plus 30. 32 equals 2x, x equals 16. All right, I'm going to give you 1 minute to try number 6. X equals 10. Any questions on that? Okay, last thing on the bottom is just another rule you need to be familiar with. It's not really any exact problems on it. It's just available all the time. Copy this in. A line bisects the vertex of an angle of an isosceles triangle. The vertex angle is the angle that's different. The two base angles always match. The vertex angle is the angle that's between the two equal sides. Okay, so please be aware of that. The vertex angle is this one, because you'll see that on problems where it talks specifically about the vertex angle. It's the one that's not congruent to the other two. Cell phone away, please. If and only if the line is also the perpendicular bisector of the base. So what that means is that if this is being bisected, then you also have right angles, and this side equals this side. It basically separates the triangle into two congruent triangles, making all of their parts, their corresponding parts, congruent. So for example 2, look at this picture here now with all that information and name two congruent triangles. Name for me one of the congruent triangles in any order you want. ABD. Okay, triangle ABD is congruent to. Now put the rest of it in corresponding order. I'm trying to get the undo there. Here we go. You said CBD. A goes with C, that's right. In an isosceles triangle, the two base angles are congruent. And then the B is equal to B because that one was bisected. And the D is equal to D because those were perpendicular. And so now all corresponding parts are equal.